No one in the Orion Arm remembered exactly when humanity first joined the Galactic Assembly. For most species, it was a non-event, a tiny death-world race that arrived politely, eager to trade, learn languages, and adopt customs that were thousands of cycles older than their first FTL drive. The galaxy, in its arrogance, mistook this for weakness. When the Krezhul Dominion rose from the shadows, a bioengineered war machine empire spanning dozens of star clusters, they considered Earth a trivial conquest. After all, humans traded more than they fought. They preferred to negotiate. They smiled too much, shook hands, and always asked before stepping on someone's traditions. But when the Krezhul fleet finally moved on Sol, they learned the truth too late. Humanity's politeness was their final courtesy before the storm. Captain Varric of the Dominion flagship Crimson Fang stood on the bridge, mandibles clicking in annoyance as the human ambassador's final broadcast played in the comms bay. We regret to inform you that further diplomatic overtures will cease immediately. This is your final warning. Leave the Sol system within 12 hours, or we will respond. Varric's second-in-command, a hunched, tusked brute named Ural, growled in amusement. Respond? With what? Their ships are outdated. Their colonies are scattered. The humans are soft. Varric's 4 eyes narrowed, mandibles curling in a sneer. Exactly. These creatures have survived on one of the harshest death worlds in the sector, and yet they cower behind treaties. It is pathetic. He turned to the fleet readout. 4,000 Krezhul warships, bristling with void lances and neutron bombs. A force that had broken the Orcian bastion in a single cycle. 12 hours, then, Varric hissed. And if they do not bow, we will erase their cradle and mount their bones on our spires. On Lunabase, Commander Adira Singh watched the same transmission from the reinforced war room. Around her, Earth's military leaders sat silent, listening as the galaxy's strongest empire laughed at their final request for peace. She tapped a small, battered coin on the table, an old Earth tradition to remind herself to stay calm. Her voice, when she spoke, carried the chill of a polar winter. They really think we're weak? General Alvarez snorted. They see only what we show. For 50 years, we built and traded under their watchful eyes. We let them think our fleet was outdated, our people soft. Adira's eyes hardened. They never asked what we did before we joined the assembly. Silence. Every officer knew the stories, the centuries of Earth's wars. The extinction-level crises survived. The endless habit of standing up when logic said to kneel. She stood, eyes scanning the lunar holomap as 100 hidden human dreadnoughts came online in orbit, sleek ships that hadn't existed on any assembly manifest. Patch me through, she said. On the bridge of the Crimson Fang, Varric leaned closer to the display as the human's transmission crackled to life. This time, it wasn't the ambassador. It was a woman in dark combat armor, a fresh scar crossing her cheek, hair pulled back in a soldier's knot. This is Commander Adira Singh of Earth's Unified Defense Fleet. Varric snarled. Have you come to beg, little human? Adira's tone was quiet. No. We came to remind you all this time, we were just being polite. She nodded once and the signal cut. Varric laughed. Fools. Ready the first strike, eh? But his laughter died as alarms shrieked across the Crimson Fang. One by one, the Krezhul warships winked out on the fleet display, a cascade of impossible failures. Sabotage drones. Nanite storms inside hull plating. Kinetic rods from lunar mass drivers. Orbital kill shots that no Dominion shield could withstand. Outside the bridge windows, Sol's space lit up with human dreadnoughts. Black-hulled leviathans bristling with rail cannons, stealth bombers swooping like wraiths through debris clouds. Varric's mandibles clattered in panic. Where did they get this power? They are Deathworlders, not strategists. On his screen, Adira reappeared. Calm. Cold. Unforgiving. You took our kindness for cowardice, she said. You thought our treaties were chains. They were mercy. A wave of human ships surged forward, silent, disciplined, unstoppable. We warned you, Adira said. Now you'll see what happens when Earth stops being polite. The last thing Varric saw was the burning wreckage of the Crimson Fang, mirrored in Adira's unblinking eyes. When the Galactic Assembly reconvened weeks later, the Dominion was gone, scattered warbands too afraid to whisper Earth's name. And across the stars, the lesson spread. Never mistake a Deathworlder's courtesy for surrender. Polite is just the calm before the storm.